Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sitti Mawaddah Ibrahim with ID number A1222310. In this occasion, I would like to elaborate and explain all the materials which have been really discussed in the subject within 5 meetings. So let's get started. In the 12th meeting, we discussed about the introduction of philosophy of science and research methodology. Philosophy of science is an analysis of science related to our perspective, both material and formal. Philosophy is a deep thought down to its root. The philosophy of science is a fascinating field that explores the fundamental principles, methods, and implications of scientific inquiry. It delves into the underlying concepts and assumptions that shapes scientific knowledge and investigates the nature of scientific reasoning and explanation. By examining the foundation of science, the philosophy of science aims to provide a deeper understanding of how scientific knowledge is acquired, justified, and applied. Globally, objects in philosophy consist of two, namely material objects and formal objects. Material objects are objects that have meaning according to their existence, while formal objects are objects that suit each person's point of view. For example, if we hold a pen, then we ask a teacher or a doctor, what is this object? They will both answer, it is a pen, because that is how the object exists according to what it appears to the eye. But if we ask a teacher and a doctor, what is a pen? They will both have different answers. For a teacher, a pen is a tool for writing materials and for giving grades to students, whereas for a doctor, a pen is a tool for writing a patient's medical records or for writing prescriptions for medicines. The way to analyze these objects is dealing with science and methodology. The first thing is to differentiate between science, religion, and methodology. Then, secondly, there is a need for research. The reason why research is necessary is because we want to create a solution to a problem and solve it completely. The sequence in research is identifying the problem, analyzing the results of that identification, then solving the problem. Methodology is a scientific science that has the characteristic of being objective, systematic, having a method, and can be proven constantly. The problem in this research is a discrepancy between the solent or what should be and the saying or what really happens. The problem in research is the difference between theory and practice. Generally, research is divided into two, namely qualitative and quantitative. The nature of research is also divided into inductive, or specific to general, and deductive, general to specific. In the philosophy of science, deductive and inductive reasoning are two fundamental approaches used in scientific research. Deductive reasoning involves moving from general principle or assumption to specific conclusion. It starts with premises and applies logical rules to reach a specific conclusion. Deductive reasoning is often associated with the hypothesis-deductive method, where scientists develop hypotheses based on general theories or principles and then derive a specific prediction or observation. By testing these predictions against empirical evidence, scientists can evaluate validity of their hypotheses and theories. On the other hand, inductive reasoning involves drawing general conclusions based on specific observation or evidence. It moves from specific instances to broader generalization. Scientists use inductive reasoning to observe patterns, regularities, and correlation in data and use them to formulate general principles, theories, or hypotheses. Both deductive and inductive reasoning are essential components of the scientific method and work together to build scientific knowledge. Deductive reasoning helps scientists test the logical consequences of theories, while inductive reasoning allows them to generate the theories based on observed patterns and regularities. The interaction between deductive and inductive reasoning contributes to the dynamic and evolving nature of scientific inquiry. In the 13th meeting, we discussed about kinds of research. Research is a fundamental aspect of human progress and discovery. It empowers us to explore the unknown, challenge assumptions, and unravel the mysteries of the world. Research is important because it can generate new knowledge and enhance existing understanding. The role of research is in expanding disciplines, driving innovation, and addressing the challenges of our evolving world. There are 3 different types of research, including qualitative research, quantitative research, and mixed method research. Qualitative research focuses on the nature of phenomena, exploring their quality, context, and perspective. It emphasizes understanding social phenomena through direct experiences and meaning-making processes. Qualitative research delves into the subjective, contextual, and multidimensional aspects of the phenomenon. It aims to capture nuances, variation, and subjective interpretation. Qualitative research is characterized by the subjectivity interpretation, contextual exploration, an inductive approach, rich and detailed data, purposeful sampling, and an interactive design. The research question in qualitative research guides the study, aiming to uncover underlying processes and social dynamics. Objectives refine the focus and the purpose of the study. Next is about the quantitative research. Quantitative research involves the measurement and analysis of numerical data. It aims to establish patterns, relationships, and statistical generalization. Quantitative research focuses on object and measurable aspects of the phenomenon. It seeks to identify patterns, correlations, and cause and effect relationship. Quantitative research relies on objective data, statistical analysis, large sample sizes, standardized instrument, and a deductive approach. In quantitative research, there are variables consisting of 2, namely independent variables and dependent variables. Independent variables are the object of the research, while dependent variables will be put in terminal points of the theoretical framework or conceptual framework. The research questions in quantitative research aims to investigate relationships, predict outcomes, or test hypotheses. Objectives outline specific goals for data collection and analysis. Mixed method research combines qualitative and quantitative approaches, utilizing both numerical data and subjective insight. It aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of the research topic. Mixed method research acknowledges the complexity of the phenomenon and seeks to capture both objective and subjective aspects. Mixed methods research integrates qualitative and quantitative data, employs diverse research techniques, and allows for triangulation and complementary of findings. The research question in mixed methods research explore the phenomenon from multiple perspectives aiming to provide a more comprehensive understanding. Objectives guide the integration of qualitative and quantitative data in the mixed method research. In the 14th meeting, we discussed about the procedure and instruments in the research. The procedure is the way or technique to get data. Technique can turn into procedure if the steps are outlined. The research procedure, also known as research methodology, encompasses a systematic and organized set of steps to acquire knowledge, investigate a specific topic, or answer research questions. It ensures rigor or reliability and validity in scientific inquiry. The key stage including identifying the research problem, reviewing existing literature, formulating research hypotheses or questions, designing the research study, collecting and analyzing data, drawing conclusions, and communicating the results. The process is iterative, allowing for revisions and improvements based on new information and insights. A research instrument refers to the tool or device used to collect data in a research study. It is designed to gather information from participants or sources to address research objectives or answer the research questions. Research instruments can take various forms such as field notes, documents, audio recordings, or calculators. They undergo careful development, validation, and administration to ensure accurate and reliable data collection. Quantitative research follows a systematic and structured approach to collect, analyze, and interpret numerical data. It involves defining the research problem, reviewing existing literature, formulating research hypotheses, determining the research design, selecting the sample, collecting and analyzing data, interpreting the findings, drawing conclusions, and reporting the result. The process is iterative and may require adjustment based on the study's findings and limitations. In quantitative research, surveys, questionnaires, and tests and measurements are often employed instruments. The surveys collect information on characteristics such as demographics, attitudes, opinions, and behaviors by asking a large samples of people structured questions. Questionnaires concentrate on particular subjects or the experience of the participants and collected detailed data from a smaller sample. Measurements and tests are used to objectively and consistently evaluate individuals' knowledge, skills, ability, and traits. Qualitative research follows a distinct research procedure that focuses on understanding and interpreting phenomena from participant perspectives. The research procedure typically involves identifying the research problem, conducting a comprehensive literature review, determining the research design, for example, a case study, ethnography, phenomenology, selecting participants using purposeful sampling, collecting data through methods such as interviews, observation, and document analysis, analyzing data through thematic analysis or other qualitative techniques, interpreting the findings and generating rich and contextualized descriptions of the phenomenon. The research procedure in qualitative research is flexible and iterative, allowing for ongoing data collection and analysis to refine emerging theories and themes. In qualitative research, the instrument of data collection revolves around capturing rich and detailed information from participants. Common instruments used include interview protocols, observation guides, field notes, and document analysis frameworks. Interviews allows researchers to engage in in-depth conversation with participants, probing their experience, perspectives, and meaning attributes to the phenomenon of interest. Observation guides provide a structure for systematically observing and recording behaviors, interactions, and contextual details. Field notes serves as a researcher's reflective and detailed accounts of observation and interaction during fieldwork. Document analysis framework guide the systematic examination and interpretation of documents, texts, or artifacts relevant to the research topic. Mixed method research combines qualitative and quantitative approach to gain a more comprehensive understanding of a research problem. The research procedure in mixed methods typically involve integrating both qualitative and quantitative research procedure within a single study. It includes identifying the research problem, conducting a literature review, encompassing both qualitative and quantitative studies, selecting an appropriate mixed method design, for example, concurrent, sequential, transformative, collecting data using a combination of qualitative and quantitative methods, analyzing data to separate qualitative and quantitative analysis, integrating or merging the findings, interpreting the mixed results, and drawing comprehensive conclusions. The research procedure in mixed method research requires careful planning and consideration of how qualitative and quantitative components complete each other to address the research problems. In mixed method research, the instrument of data collection involves utilizing a combination of qualitative and quantitative instruments to capture different types of data. Researchers may employ surveys or questionnaires to gather quantitative data from a large sample, while also conducting interviews or observation to collect qualitative data from a smaller sample. The choice of instruments depends on the research questions, objectives, and the specific methods employed within the mixed method design. Researchers carefully design and validate instruments to ensure that they capture the intended data and align with the overall research aims. The integration of qualitative and quantitative instruments allows for a more comprehensive understanding of the research problem and facilitate triangulation and convergence of findings. In the 15th meeting, we discussed about the philosophy of qualitative research. The philosophy of qualitative research encompasses the foundational beliefs and theoretical frameworks that guide qualitative inquiry. Qualitative research focuses on subjective meanings and interpretations, recognizing the contextual nature of reality. It acknowledges the unique perspectives and background of individuals and communities, and it sees knowledge as co-constructed through interaction and shared meanings. Qualitative research is an inquiry approach that aims to understand and interpret the complexities of human experience, behavior, and social phenomena. It recognizes that individuals and communities possess unique perspectives, values, and cultural backgrounds that shape their understanding of the world. Unlike quantitative research, which focuses on numerical data and statistical analysis, qualitative research emphasizes subjective meanings, contextual factors, and the social construction of reality. It involves in-depth exploration through methods such as interviews, observations, and textual or document analysis. allowing researchers to capture the richness and diversity of human phenomena. Qualitative research is conducted within the post-structuralized paradigm and includes various methodologies such as case studies, ethnography, phenomenology, quantitary, and content analysis. Qualitative research relies on inductive reasoning from the specific to the general and emphasizes a strong correlation between the research and the data. Due to inductive nature of qualitative research, one of the important processes in qualitative research is generalization. Qualitative research is characterized by conducting research in natural environments, with the researcher as a key instrument in data collection. Multiple sources of data are utilized, and inductive data analysis is employed to build categories, patterns, and themes. The focus is on understanding the meaning obtained from participants, and the research design is flexible and evolving. In conclusion, the philosophy of qualitative research provides a conceptual framework for understanding the distinctive nature of qualitative research. It emphasizes subjectivity, reflexivity, and the co-construction of knowledge. By exploring the philosophical foundation of qualitative research, we can gain deeper insight into the complexities of social and cultural phenomena. Qualitative research offers unique and valuable insights into the social and cultural fabric of our world. In the 16th meeting, or the last meeting, we discussed about the philosophy of quantitative research. The philosophy of quantitative research refers to the underlying principles and assumptions that guide the design, conduct, and the interpretation of research studies that employ quantitative methods. Quantitative research aims to gather and analyze numerical data to uncover patterns, relationships, and generalizable findings. Quantitative research is a systematic approach to investigation that relies on numerical data and statistical analysis to draw a conclusion about a population or phenomenon. It involves collecting data through structured instruments such as tests or questionnaire, and analyzing the data using statistical techniques, and collecting the data using survey. Quantitative research relies on deductive reasoning from the general to the specific. Due to its deductive nature, one of the important steps of this research is hypothesis or prediction at the beginning. Quantitative research is characterized by several key features. First, it focuses on measurement and quantifications. It's seeking to measure variables in a systematic manner. Variables are typically operationalized, meaning they are defined in terms of observable and measurable indicators. Second, it emphasizes objectivity and replicability, striving to minimize biases and subjectivity by using standardized procedures and statistical techniques. Third, it aims for generalizability, seeking for generalized findings from a sample to a larger population. Statistical analysis is used to estimate population parameters based on sample data. Lastly, quantitative research often involves control and manipulation, particularly in experimental designs where researchers have control over variables and can manipulate them to examine cause and effect relationships. Quantitative research encompasses various methodologies such surveys, involve collecting data by administering questionnaires or structured interviews to a sample of individuals. Experiments involve manipulating variables and observing the effects on an outcome variable. Observational studies involves observing and recording data without intervening or manipulating variables, either in natural setting or naturalistic observation or controlled environments or laboratory observation. Quantitative research can be classified into different types. Descriptive research aims to describe characteristics or phenomena. Correlation research examines the relationship between variables. Experimental research involves manipulating variables to determine cause and effect relationships. Besides that, quantitative research uses various instruments to collect data. Questionnaires consist of a series of structured questions that participants answer in standardized manners. Tests and scales are instruments used to measure specific constructs or psychological attributes such as intelligence, personality traits, or attitudes. Observational checklists are used to systematically record observation of behavior or events in a standardized manner. Overall, the philosophy of quantitative research emphasizes measurement, objectivity, generalizability, and statistical analysis to derive meaningful insights from numerical data. I think that's all from my elaboration about all the materials which have been really discussed in the subject. Thank you for the attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.